Hi everyone! In order to fully understand and define what a communication process is, we must look at the three models of communication: the transmission model, the interaction model, and lastly, the transaction model. Meet Rafael and Jane. They will be our guiding samples in understanding what the communication processes and models are. The transmission model, sometimes referred as the linear model, was the first attempt at explaining how the communication process works. It states when communicating, the sender, which is Rafael, will encode a message or take an idea and give it meaning through words and send it to the receiver, which is Jane, through a channel. The channel can be best described as the medium through which a message is delivered, such as a phone call, a text message, an email, a video call, a handwritten note, or in a face-to-face interaction. Rafael sends Jane a text message, and that is his chosen channel. Once the message has been received, Jane must decode or draw meaning to the message. The transmission model also takes into consideration that both physical and psychological noise interferes with Jane's ability to properly decode the message. Physical noise can be when other folks are talking in the same room, the TV is playing in the background, there's traffic outside. Psychological noise occurs when a combination of our own thoughts, attitude, and emotions interferes with our ability to comprehend or even listen to a message. Jane is battling with physical noise. That is the reason why she cannot properly decode the message that Rafael sends her due to her family screaming in the background. The transmission model was missing some important elements, so this now leads to the creation of the interaction model. The interaction model includes all the components of the transmission model, but it adds two new components, which is feedback and context. This model states that as Jane is being sent a message, Jane is also sending feedback to Rafael's message. The feedback might be conveyed through verbal or nonverbal responses. For example, Rafael is singing to Jane. Jane can send feedback to Rafael's sweet message by smiling widely at him as he sings to her. This model also states that a communication event can be influenced by its context. The physical environment can be if the interaction is being held outside or inside. The psychological context includes how your mental and emotional state influences your communication. For example, Jane is in a romantic relationship with Rafael. Therefore, that is why she is smiling at him. She loves him. The cultural environment includes the social norms in a specific interaction. For example, Jane thanks Rafael after the sweet gesture with a kiss. While all the components of the interaction model were true, something was missing. That is when the creation of the transaction model became to be. The biggest change was that individuals, the sender and the receiver, in this case Rafael as the sender, Jane as a receiver, take turns being the sender and the receiver. In a real-life interaction, for instance, Rafael and Jane going on a date, Rafael and Jane take turns being the sender and receiver simultaneously. They are both sending and receiving messages constantly throughout the interaction. In this video, we talked about the three models of communication: the transmission model, the interaction model, and the transaction model. I hope this has helped you to better understand how human communication works. Thank you for watching.